Here we are at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, the very end. I'm here with Tony Wright. I'm super stoked to bring this interview for you. Tony, tell me a little bit about yourself, man, and welcome.
Hi, yeah, well, you know, I've been working on why on earth humans are insane for maybe like the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I figured out that fruit had something to do with it. That's why I'm here. I've met all these people who are into fruit, and oh my god, it's been so much fun, man.
Beautiful festival,
Really
hey?
But yeah, to cut to the chase, I've basically been saying that our origins are symbiotic. The fruit really is something to do with the development of our neural system. Without it, it doesn't work. So I've been looking at the cause of human insanity, how we can treat it, how we can fix it, and I've come up with something that's getting some really excellent reviews from academics to philosophers to ecologists to right the way across the board. I came here to sort of do a couple of presentations, had an excellent reaction, so yeah.
Man, I've heard so many amazing things about them.
I'm starting to actually, you know, believe that maybe there's a chance we can do something about this, you know. So yeah, that's kind of my that's my gig really. What's the cause? What's the treatment? What's the prevention? And
yeah.
Fruit plays a big part in it.
So what's your background? What got you to this point?
Well, I got a bit of a background in sort of plant sciences. That's what I was studying when I became interested. So I had some plant knowledge. Always been interested in why things are so crazy. When I look in the mirror, why am I so crazy? What's going on? What's all the insecurity about?
Yeah.
So putting those two things together and then doing some experiments with shamanic techniques, I guess. First of all, changed to raw, then started eating a bit more fruit. Things like staying awake, judicious use of shamanic techniques like neurochemical analogues, and that took me to some spaces where it all just seemed to make sense. So my plan then has been, can I translate this into a rational map? Does it make sense to anybody else? And that's what I'm busy with now.
Beautiful, man. That's awesome. So what were some of the talks that you put on here? Just what was the subject matter?
The subject matter was, the first one was about origins, where we come from, looking at the ancient mythology. Well, they talked about naked, in the forest, eating fruit, for God's sake, you know, it's all there.
Back to nature.
Back to nature. The modern science, it says, well, we're naked, we lived in East Africa, it's warm, we ate fruit. Exactly the same story. So I thought, well, those two bits correlate really well, same story. Then the next part I wanted to look at is delusion. Why are humans deluded? Why are we so crazy? Why are we so frightened? Why do the most frightened, controlling people end up in charge and create hell on earth for everybody else? So that's what I wanted to look at, and the ancient traditions tell us exactly why. We don't recognize it so well anymore, so I went trawling in the academic literature, and oh my god, I mean, I'm proposing species-wide severe neural retardation. That's hardcore.
When everyone's insane, who's to say who's sane?
Exactly.
You know?
So that's a pretty powerful thing to say. There's no way I can get away with that if there's not a mountain of evidence. Behaviorally, well, it's a no-brainer. We're clearly off our heads. No doubt about it. But you look in the neurological literature, you look in the psychological literature, the data's phenomenal. They've discovered exactly the same thing, but the conclusions are astoundingly invented because they've all got the same piece of kit we've got. They look at the data, it's saying, oh my god, there's a serious problem here, and then the conclusions are everything's fine, it's specialized adaptation. So that was the second part of my lecture, really pointing out why we're deluded, and then obviously beyond that is what can we do to fix it.
Yeah. Cool, man, that's awesome. You have a website and a book as well?
Yeah, there's a couple of websites. The main one is leftinthedark.org.uk.
Leftinthedark.org.uk.
Yep, and then Beyond Belief is linked on that site. So if you go to Left in the Dark, you find Beyond Belief, and I got a lot of images on there and a lot of different explanations. And then there's a book called Left in the Dark, so you can find that on Amazon, and it's got a good outline in, and you know, it's a good introduction.
Sweet. You know, I didn't get a chance to watch your lectures, but I heard so many good things. I'm really going to watch them afterwards on the Woodstock Fruit Festival website.
Cool.
And hope to see you out here next year too, man. It's cool to meet.
I hope so.
And is there anything else that you'd like to leave us with at all?
Just that it was such a great time, you know, and anybody who's remotely interested in the human condition, anybody who's remotely interested in getting healthy and beginning to get a glimpse of reality, come here and learn a lot of stuff.
Take the blue pill?
Take the blue pill every time.
Beautiful, man. Blessings. Thanks so much, Tony, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it a lot. Appreciate your time. Tony Wright. Leftinthedark.org.uk.